Good afternoon. This is CK, Switch Product Line Manager. Today I'm going to introduce Edgecore Network Ethernet Switch solution. Edgecore Switch is focused in two markets. One is the MSO and ISP, the other one is the enterprise. So we have two solutions. For the ISP and MSO, Edgecore provides high-quality advanced feature but cost-effective access and aggregation switches. So the ISP and MSO can build up the fiber to the building or fiber to the home infrastructure very quickly. And then they can provide the broadband access services like the internet access, IPTV services, and also the VoIP services. So this slide shows you all the switches Edgecore provides. So we have a Fast Ethernet Layer 2, Gigabit Layer 2, Gigabit Layer 2 Plus, Gigabit Layer 3, 10 gig, and carrier grade switches. Here, I would like to introduce our naming convention. Our switch will start with the ES or ECS. ES means Ethernet switch, ECS means Edgecore switch. And the first digit, if the first digit is 3, means that this is a Fast Ethernet switch. If it is 4, means that it's a gigabit switch. 5 means 10 gig switch. Okay. And the second digit, 5 means the layer 2, 6 means layer 3. Okay. So the last digit is the port count. For example, 10, 35, 10 means the 10 port switch. Okay. And with our new naming convention, we will have a series number. For example, 3510 means 10 series. Okay. And T means the twisted pair. F means the fiber. Okay. So from our naming convention, you can tell what is the configuration of the switch. For example, ES3510MA means the 8 Fast Ethernet with 2 combo gig. Okay. And ECS351028T means 24 Fast Ethernet and 4 combo gig. Okay. So this is the application Edgecore switch can be used. For example, here, so this is a Fast Ethernet access switch ring. Okay. Which connect to the home user, home device, home CPE devices. And Edgecore provides the 8-port, 24-port, 48-port Fast Ethernet gigabit switch, Fast Ethernet switch, so we can provide 100 megabit bandwidth to the home user. And recently, we also have some gigabit access switch, which can provide gigabit bandwidth to the home user. And we also have an aggregation switch which can connect all the access switches together. Or this fiber switch can also act as a fiber to the home switch which can connect to the fiber CPE directly to provide the fiber to the home services. So we have an access switch and we have a fiber aggregation switch. This fiber aggregation switch has the 10 gig uplink. So we have a 10 gig backbone. And we also have a new switch product line, which has a 10 gig bandwidth. This is a 10 gig aggregation switch with 40 gig uplink. So you can build a 40 gig backbone. So this slide will show you some example of where our switch is selling to. For example, in Russia and CIS country, we sell a lot of access switch to the ISP and MSO, so they can put the switch in the apartment. So they rent a space in the apartment and then put a case here and then put our switch. Okay, they use the gigabit fiber port to connect to the ISP network, and they use the copper port to connect to the home user. Okay, So in this area, you can see a lot of fiber cable fly over from one building to the other building. This is how the local ISP deploy their network. Besides the access switch for the apartment, we also provide some very high-end access switch. So the ISP can provide fiber to the building service for the business user. So this customer is a subsidiary of the Metro company. Because Metro company, they have a track, they can place the fiber cable. So they have the fiber infrastructure. So they have a subsidiary who can provide fiber to the building service to the business user. And they put our switch in their station. And our switch, this switch is carrier grade switch, which has 2 power supply, either AC or DC. And the power supply is hot swappable. So if one of the power supply fails, the other power supply can be a backup. And also this switch can support minus 40 degree to 65 degree. So that's why it can endure the low temperature during the winter and high temperature during the summer. So this is all the successful story we have in Russia and also Ukraine. The telco, the biggest telco in Russia and the second biggest one, all use our switches, and Ukraine also the same. And the other market is the East Europe. From here you can see one of the MSO. MSO means the multi-service operator who provide the cable TV services. Here you can see there is a cable TV box. So the cable TV provider, they also have a fiber infrastructure. So they can put our switch in the cable TV box, and then they can use the copper cable to provide broadband access service to the apartment user. And beside the East Europe, we also sell our switches to the Western Europe. For the Western Europe, like Germany, they are using fiber to the home. Some of the local ISP who provide the broadband access service to the villages, they are using our access switch and also our aggregation switch. And our access switch is the fiber switch, so they can use the fiber to the home to connect to fiber CPE like the IAD. We have been in this market for many years, so you can see our commitment here. And Edgecore's commitment is to continuously enhance our software to meet different demands of our customer. So our software customization capability can help our customer to win business or to provide services based on the requirement of the specific application. Most of the function that we provide is we provide the enhanced robustness of the multicast control. So the ISP and MSO, they can provide high quality IPTV services. And because of the ISP and MSO, they put the access switch in the end user side. So you don't know who they are. Maybe they have some virus infect, or maybe they have some hacker, there are some hacker, or there are some competitor who want to break down your service. That's why our switch provide very advanced and fully function of security function or to protect our switch from attack. And because of the ISP and MSO, they deploy hundreds and thousands of switch. So in order to manage these amounts of switches, so we need to provide very good management function. So we provide a very complete SNMP meet So the service provider, they can develop the software to control many of the switch at one time, okay, for automation and auto provision. So beside the basic function for the ISP and MSO, actually Edgecore also keep on improving our software. So now our software also support the IPv6 management. Okay, beside the IPv6 management, we also provide IPv6 security and multicast control, because some of our customers already upgrade their set-top box, okay, to the IPv6 address, with IPv6 address. That's why we must provide this kind of function for them. And besides, we also provide very advanced QoS function, like the bundle rate limiting, like egress ACL or egress policy mapping, etc. Okay. So not only for the home user, actually we try to help our service provider, our customer, to provide the service to the business user. Okay. In order to provide the service to the business user, we need to provide some software function which can provide reliability and resiliency network. Like the ITU-T standard, this is the telecom standard, G.8032, Ethernet ring protection switch. So in a ring topology, so you can have a backup if there is any link failure of the fiber, okay, and the conversion time is less than 1 second, okay. And with this performance, then you can provide the service to the business user, and you can sign a service level agreement with them. So besides the ERPS, we also provide the OAM function. The OAM means the operation, administration, and monitoring. One of the function is connectivity fault management. This is the IEEE standard 802.1ag. This can help the service provider to quickly identify the failure point of their network. Okay, and they can also do some troubleshooting to make sure that the link is working properly. And besides that, we also provide the ITU-T standard Y.1731. This function can help the service provider to test the delay or delay variation of the link that they provide to the business user. Okay, so this can help them to make sure the stability of the bandwidth that they provide to the business user. Okay. Besides the business user, actually our switch can also be used by some mobile operator. Okay, because our switch supports the SYNC-E and IEEE 1588 precision time protocol. Okay, because for mobile operator, they need the fiber link to connect the base station from one place to the other. Okay, so since the voice traffic will be roaming from one base station to the other base station, so we need the SYNC-E function or IEEE 1588. So in order to make sure that the roaming did not have the packet drop. Okay, so this is a very advanced function. Edgecore can also support. So the last one is the layer 3 function. Edgecore provides the basic and needed layer 3 function for aggregation network. So besides the software functionality, actually, because Edgecore's mother company is Acton, Acton is a professional ODM company, so we have the hardware design capability. So sometimes some of our customers need some special hardware. We can do hardware customization for them. This is an example. So one of our customers, they asked us to develop a switch which don't need to power up by power supply. they can power up by the CP device located in the home user side. Okay. So here we have a pattern approved. We have a pattern approved. So this is the 8-port switch. So any of the 8-port connect to the CP device, and if the CP device is power up, then the switch can get the power. And if the CP device which provide the power break down, and the other CP device will take over the role to provide the power supply. So we have a special mechanism to ensure that there's no network downtime. Okay, that's why we get this pattern. And beside this, we also provide a port which can provide this PoE power to access point. So this service provider can also provide hotspot services to the home to the user. So this is one of the examples. Okay, so here you can see that. Okay, this service provider is located in Taiwan. They call VTime. They are MSO. So they have the content, cable TV provider. So they put our switch in the apartment. They don't need to apply to rent the power service from the apartment. Okay, they can get the power from the home user directly. Okay, this is one of the advantage. And the other advantage is that some of the place where they deploy our switch, they don't have the power, like the lamp post, like the corridor. So they can deploy our the access switch without power supply. Okay. And this slide shows you all the software we provide, software function we provide. Our software called Edgecore or HOS, Edgecore OS. This is a very rich and field-proven software. So here you can see we have very many features like the spanning tree, VLAN, port trunk, QoS, multicast control. And our software get the certification from the MEF. MEF means the Metro Ethernet Forum. MEF 9 means that when your switch certified with MEF 9, it means that your switch can provide layer 2 VPN, virtual private network, okay, to replace the list line like the T1 E1. So this is a Q-in-Q function. And the other one is the MEF 14. MEF 14 is the advanced QoS function for the ISP, like the 2-rate 3-color marking. Okay, so our switch have these two certification. And here you can see all the security function we provide. Okay, we provide very complete feature, security feature, can help the customer to provide, to protect the network. Okay. And we also provide the OAM function, just now I have mentioned, and management function. Our management function, our CLI is Cisco Lite. So it's very popular. So if you are familiar with the Cisco command line, then it's very easy for you to use our switch. Okay, and our switch is a platform. Our switch software is a similar platform. So once you get familiar to one of our switch, you will get familiar to all our switches. Okay. And we also provide the IPv6 function. Not only the this is for IPv6 management, and our IPv6 function, okay, pass the IPv6 ready logo phase 2 host. And this slide shows you the Edgecore layer 3 feature. So from here you can see we provide most of the layer 3 unicast routing function and also multicast routing function. Not only IPv4, we also provide the IPv6 unicast and multicast routing function, including the BGP. Okay. And we also provide the redundant router routing protocol and also DHCP server and DHCP relay. And for the layer 3 function, our software are certified by the IPv6 Ready Logo Phase 2 router. And thank you for your attention.